what the scary thing is cars talking to each other on the road. Once this 5G network and this new electrical platform, cars will be talking to each other consistently on the road. You just be driving by a random stranger's car passing them, and they'll just pass information.
Well, that's going to be key to having fully autonomous vehicles on the road, is they all have to know where they are.
The average speed.
Right.
Right. And I mean, another, like, one of those, like, torn 50-50 on, because it's crappy when it happens to you, but I know the reason why they do it, is there's a proposal of, like, the infotainment system, like, it'll just flash advertisements. Like, once this new 5G network, you'd just be driving and having the infotainment, and there'd just be an ad. Just a random ad.
I'm already irritated.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen this. I haven't heard of this, but as soon as he said it,
Yeah.
I have this irritation in the pit of my chest.
And then there's, like, I forget, I'm pretty sure GM's doing it. I imagine other companies are doing it, but they're doing intellectual property of these, like, infotainment systems and even, like, the locking of ECMs for, like, tuning, especially Duramax. The diesel guys.
Well, they had already
like
said something about the Corvette being difficult because there were some lockouts on the tuners.
But
some lockouts on the access to the software.
Especially infotainment systems. I guess because so much goes into them. I don't know how that would work, but
we're delving dangerously close into the "you will own nothing and be happy" conversation that it seems like everybody's having.
Right. Well, it's just like iTunes or like Netflix, or like even if you were to rent a video online, like you didn't actually buy that video for $10. You're just renting the right to watch that video for X amount of days. Like
yes, but as we've all seen, pirating is not a victimless crime.
So, I mean, like, if you get physical copies, I don't know how you would do that with infotainment systems, but as far as DVDs and CDs and whatnot, like my Spotify account would just be dead. Like, if I don't pay it, that whole playlist is gone, you know?
I feel like
even though I've given them, what is it, $120 a year,
right,
$10 a month.
Well, I mean, the automotive manufacturers are never gonna take care of this. It's gonna have to be a government issue, and with the speed the speed that the government runs it, probably never gonna happen. But the whole right to repair argument kind of falls in with this, because if you have bought a vehicle that has software installed in that vehicle, yeah, that is the IP of the company. You can't copy it and distribute it, whatever. If it is installed in the vehicle when you buy it, you ought to be able to repair anything in that vehicle.
Yeah. Wasn't there a case being like John Deere was the same way?
Yeah.
Like against farmers, like not being able to work on it, like in the
You
time
have
of
to be
need on the field.
You basically
like,
have to hack into it to be able to work on it.
That or pay an exuberant amount of money to have a John Deere technician come out and fix it for you.
Right. And so the elite brands, they've already got that. That's already been a thing.
Yeah.
But the common man brands you think of, even, GM, Ford, Nissan, Toyota, Honda, all that. I mean, it's going to get to a point. I mean, GM, I know GM at least tries to, for the first few years, lock you out, especially on parts. And I'll tell you what they have done that comes to my mind right now is every module basically now is VIN locked. So when I program a module, it is programmed into that module, the VIN. So what you can't do anymore is go to a junkyard, get a radio, and put it in your car, even though it's the same make and model and year, it won't work. It's VIN locked. And you have to buy either an unlocked module or a new module.
And I'm assuming manufacturers only can unlock those.
Right. And so, like, only approved, like, GM uses, I think, Specmo, which refurbishes radios for many years. They've been doing it for many years. And, I mean, so radios now, even in the brand new work truck, the screen is a screen. The module is actually hidden usually under the glove box, like the actual radio that gets the antenna feed.
Okay.
And the controls are a separate module sometimes. Yeah, on my Buick it's that. Now on the Blazer, it's just a crappy Walmart $20 Pioneer system that I just replaced because the one that was in it was terrible. You know, that's a radio all in one.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like, it can get, as far as like Cadillacs and the higher GMs, it can get 5 or 6 modules deep on their own communication lines. Yeah. Which
now,
is
you tell me nobody's going to be stealing these radios anymore because they're all specialty fit.
Right.
They're all, you can only put it in another of the exact same vehicle. Why would you VIN lock something that the chances of it actually being stolen are limited?
Because they want their money. They want their money on, and cut down on. They say they hide behind the cut down on theft, but where they freaking put these, like, on these new cars, like the screen is basically a display. All it is just this TV or PC screen, touch screen, on a lot of the very new stuff.
Yeah, same with my work truck.
The actual module, there on, especially on GMs, there's 2 actual modules that do work. You have the radio that works, the actual like FM and XM, gets the inputs, sends it to the screen and to the, either it has an amplifier or it doesn't, and sends it out to the speakers. Then you have what they call an HMI module, which is a human interface control module. And that basically is the one that works your cell phone. All the internet connectivity and
So Bluetooth that's showing your
Bluetooth and
battery,
whatnot.
how
Right.
much signal you have.
Right. And that module also works the screen, the touch functions of the screen.
To the tactile sense. Yeah.
And those modules are usually so deep buried into the, usually underneath the dash somewhere, that it's not like just like, a couple screwdrivers pop this easy
Right.
radio out. And again, they're VIN locked, so you can't, even if you do steal them, you can't, I don't know how to unlock them. I mean, that might be Hacker 101 that is beyond my purview of things, but I don't know how you can unlock them.
They're going to be able to break it at some point.
Oh, you can, because that's how the refurbished company does them. I mean, like Specmo, there's always a core.
Right.
So you got to send them back, and somehow they unlock them. There's a way to unlock them. I have no idea what that I have no idea what that is.
Well, I mean, I've already heard that they've managed to spoof the Corvette's ECUs
Oh, I believe it.
already.
I believe it. There's so many credits and whatnot as far as like HP tuners is concerned.
Right.
I mean, it's expensive. I mean, you got to pay, at first, especially, you got to pay the people that took the time to figure out how to unlock it.
Right.
So they want some of their, pain and suffering back. So,
Well, I was like, what was it? Hondata for a long time was you had to mail it to them, but now you're allowed to
oh, really?
I don't know how Hondata works, but I know when the Civic was new, you have to used to mail the stuff out. Now you don't have to.
Really?
I guess you have some like pre-tuned maps that you can load on yourself. I'm not sure. I don't really follow the import tuner stuff anymore.
No, I don't know much. I mean, as far as like GM, I remember the Camaro was, I don't know, $250, $200, whatever it was to get it tuned. And then the Trailblazer was like $450 because they took extra credits because between an LS1 and an LS2 generation, they upped the security and
Gotcha.
locking the ECM. So you had to pay more.